A wise man once said, don't talk to me about autonomous cars unless you've tried FSD version 13. Well, hopefully he'll make an exception with me today as I welcome the fountain of Tesla knowledge that is Brian White of Futuraza. Hello, how are you?
What a fantastic intro. Yeah,
It's all
I
right.
did say that. I did say that. What happens is you get these people who say, it'll never work without LiDAR. I know because I read a blog post 2 years ago from somebody whose friend's brother had driven one or worked for some company that is also unsuccessful. So what I say now is you have to get in the car with me. Let's go right now. Let's go. Otherwise, you don't get to talk smack.
That's a great philosophy to have, yeah, and it saves you having ridiculous arguments with people who know nothing about the situation. So, right then, you recently received version 13 for your Model Y, Tesla's very latest full self-driving autonomous software, and you released a video of you driving around your local hotspots of usual interventions, where it breezed through everything. You seemed quite wowed with the improvements. So, I'd love for you to just share your thoughts, really.
Sure. So what happened was, I had in the thumbnail, I think it said, wow. And a guy complained, that's clickbait. My friend, that is not what clickbait is. We said that audibly in the car while it was happening. That does what it says on the tin. So if you've never experienced self-driving, or at least Tesla's version of it, what it's supposed to do historically is most of the driving for you, but they're trying to get it so that it can do all of the driving for you. And we had trouble spots. So the idea is you can now, at least in theory, start in a parking spot, put in your destination and say, just go, man, just go. It'll pull out of the parking spot and it'll hopefully get you out of the parking lot, or if you're parked on the side of the road, it'll just merge into traffic, and it'll handle almost everything that I ran it through. It would handle. We had some trouble spots, like you said. There's a flashing red light, the kind that says that this is a scary intersection. There've been accidents. There's a flashing red light now. Oftentimes my car on older versions would pull up and just see it as a red light and just live there. We live here now. This is our new home. And then there was a no right on red. That's not just a suggestion. It is absolutely safety critical, that it would ignore. And now it doesn't ignore it. And it did a lot of things that were very natural, very comfortable. And to me, the test is always not, is it driving like me, but is it driving in a way that wouldn't result in me asking an Uber driver to pull over? And I've wanted to do interventions when other people are driving because they don't drive like I do. Of course, everyone but me is a terrible driver. And this does really well. It now does smooth stops at stop signs. Very smooth. The idea is before, especially on version 11 and early version 12s, if your coffee was full, you might spill it. Even with the lid on, it might pop out through the lid hole. And this will not. And it will do some things that you think, well, that was a weird decision. Maybe it took the long way around in a parking lot. But if I wasn't in the car, would I even know? Would I care? If it's my taxi taking me somewhere, do I mind which exit from the parking lot it uses, even though it's not the one I would use? It's fine. So there are still some gaps to close. When you get in, I said, well, I know it's supposed to park. It did park for me in one place, but when I got in the parking lot, it just circled and then finally just stopped. And someone said, try putting on the blinker. So I'll try that. So I put on the blinker and it was like, oh, okay. So I put on the right blinker. It was like, no problem. Turned off the right blinker, turned on the left blinker and parked. Crooked, but I mean, it parked.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to still park like a Tesla. And I guess they trained on people who park like jerks.
That's unfortunate. So did you get any sense of steps back with version 13
on this
previous?
One? Yeah, on this one, no. On most versions, at least in the first week or two, you'll see some spots where you're like, boy, it used to handle this better. It used to get over sooner or change lanes a little better or any of that. but no, it was absolutely fine. I did another long drive last night. I asked my kids, how do you feel about it? And they said, well, we're on the highway. It's always been good on the highway. Well, the highway is when I want it most. The highway is monotonous. It's no fun. People who say, I love the thrill of driving are not saying, I wish to be in full control for hours on end, staring straight ahead. That's not what they're saying. No. So it's always done well on highways, but the lane changes on version 11, it would drive me crazy because it would want to do illogical lane changes on the highway for what I can only describe as no reason at all. And now it changes lanes the way I would. And even when it's a little more aggressive or more passive, I say it's not what I would do, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my experience has just been with version 12.5 in the Cybertruck, but feeling it for the first time, it really is exactly like you say. You have to feel it and to try and just get your head around, how confident it drives. But let's say this video is not just for people in the Tesla world who already know quite a lot about the Tesla's autonomy, but for those people around the planet that have not yet felt a car drive itself confidently. Can you put into words sort of how it feels, or perhaps your emotional response to just letting it go and trusting it despite being ready to take over at any time as it's still supervised?
Yes. So I had a chance to host Jan from Tesla Fix and Robin from Robin TV, both from Germany, last June at the Muskegon event. We're doing that again next year. If you're going to be in Michigan in June, join us in Muskegon for the Tesla takeover.
Oh, I'd love to.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Oh, if you can get out there, my friend, it'll be great.
Cool.
And they said, Brian, you don't get it. You don't get it because you have FSD here. You have Cybertrucks here. The rest of the world is just waking up to this. And they had rented a Model X in California. They had borrowed John from Tesla Owners of Silicon Valley's Cybertruck. They had driven my car. And it was fun. We were going to the store and they said, why aren't we in FSD right now? I said, it's, you guys like it more than me. And this was on 12.2 at the time, which was a pretty darn good build. So the question of comfort is, what is your comfort level? Well, the first time you use it, low. It's very low because you don't know what to expect. But at this point on the highway, I can't imagine not using it because on the highway, it is as close to flawless as you could get. It is, if highways were the only thing that these did, if there were like little stations that put you on the highway and got you off on the highway, like a park and ride situation, it'd be solved already. It's the roads that are less confident. But so when you're using it, like my kids said, it's fine. They don't think twice about it. When we were on version 11, the kids would watch out. They would be lookouts because they were afraid. And in many cases, they had a right to be. But version 12 made some big strides. Version 13 is ridiculous. And I was a very vocal critic of FSD. Version 11 was so bad where I live that when my free trial expired, I did not renew it. I waited until version 12 came out and then ordered it and then waited a month to get it because why would I get it right away? That doesn't make sense.
Well, that makes you the perfect person to talk to about this because you've just proved your integrity by being able to criticize it then. You're not a total fanboy here. You're someone who's willing to say what needs to be said. Which is great. So
a lot of people at the time were saying, you're using it wrong. You're just using it wrong. And I said, look, if I'm not capable of using it right, it's not ready. Because I assure you, I am doing everything that I'm supposed to do. And if even with that, I am still capable of using it wrong, your phone needs to be idiot proof. And your self-driving definitely needs to be idiot proof, or at least idiot resistant. You can't make it idiot proof. They'll just build better idiots. But yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. What are the things you think need to be improved in order to reach unsupervised then? So as in, we're talking sort of cybercab levels.
Right. Every build you get, you look at what's missing. And with each build, version 11 to version 12 went from dangerous to not dangerous. That's a monumental step change. But even within the version 12s, it would still peck away at the little problems. What's left is on 13.4, it will be able to use your cabin microphone to listen for sirens. That's critical. That's coming up. And of course you need that. That makes sense. People have already shown videos of version 13 recognizing emergency, light turns green, but an ambulance is coming. Car didn't move. That's critical. School zones, I don't know if that's been addressed. I haven't driven through a school zone yet on version 13. And there's some issues with inappropriate speed. In my town where the highway ends coming into town, the speed limit goes from 55 to 35. And at the 35 mile an hour sign last night, I was still going 67, which is inappropriately fast. I'm like, I'm disengaging. I'm not getting a ticket over this. This is ridiculous.
That sounds like our level of autonomy in the UK, by the way.
Does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too fast, my friend, because I am still in control and responsible. I'm curious what the police will do. Will they try and ticket a company? I don't think there's a mechanism in place to do that.
They'll be ticketing you, my friend, I'm sure.
Well, when there's no steering wheel, they won't be able to. But
I see. Yeah, I thought you meant while you were using it.
No.
But,
While I'm using it, absolutely.
I did notice someone earlier. I can't remember whose review it was, or someone had mentioned it on X. But going by a school bus, and you've got a separate, speed limit, and it still didn't slow down for that apparently. So I'm not sure what's changed for those. But you'd think that would be a priority, wouldn't you?
It has to be. And compared to the scale of some of the other problems we've seen, I think that's a very easy one to solve. Understanding the appropriate time to change lanes or when to get over, to me seems like a much harder problem to solve than if school zone and certain hours or lights flashing, then slow seems. Now, they don't code heuristically like that. They use just behavior. Photons in against behavior equals output, but it still seems like something that should be a much easier fix. What's left? They could use a little better parking. The unpark, begin navigation from park. I haven't quite gotten it to work consistently for me, but that's probably something I'm doing wrong. I asked about that today on X. I'm sure I'll get some answers. But yeah, there's the number of it from version 12 to version 13. It has solved 90% of what I needed it to get from driver assistance to absolutely, I do not need to touch the wheel.
Yeah, that's amazing. So purely speculative then, but what's your gut feeling on timelines of this happening?
I still don't have one. Elon said end of next year. He said that, but he said end of next year many times in the past about many different years. And this time he had the grace to add, but I've been known to be optimistic on my timelines. Is it coming within the next 12 months? It feels like it. It feels like it. If it came out in the next 30 to 60 days for hardware 4, it would not surprise me.
Yeah, me too. That's my feeling.
But if it takes over a year, it wouldn't surprise me either.
That would. It would seem so crazy to think it would be over a year away at this level. But yeah, maybe I've been wrong before. So.
Well, it's very hard to understand the magnitude of the problems remaining. I can't pretend to know more than the engineers. Yeah,
that's wise. So, given that it handled your weird 6-way intersection roundabout with ease, does we know that Tesla's FSD is trained on billions of miles of real-world data, such as strange intersections like those. How quick and easily do you see Tesla translating this to other countries' road networks?
I think it'll be effortless. I really do. My town, it's a very weird city I live in. It was a planned city. It is only 101 years old. And the master plan wanted it to feel bigger than it is. So the way you do that, if you've ever played video games where they try and make the map feel bigger, is by making the roads needlessly complicated. So we've got 5-way intersections, 6-way intersections. That roundabout has between 7 and 11 roads feeding into it, depending how you're counting them. And it handles those. It handles them fine. It takes a little longer to get into the roundabout because I'm at one of the 3 entrances that has a stop sign instead of just rolling into it like you traditionally would, but it still handles it just fine. So remember, Elon has said the objective is that you could drop it anywhere in the world and it would handle it. On version 12, when I was leaving California, I went through a roundabout so new that the cones were still up. It was still a construction site for what used to be a stop sign and is now a roundabout. And it pulled up and it just rolled right into it, went around it, exited just fine. This didn't exist a couple days ago. So if it can handle that, I think it'll translate very quickly. And I'm not sure how different it is for the computer to do right-hand versus left-hand drive, but I imagine that's not that big of an issue.
Well, that's the beauty of using vision only. It's trained to be exactly like a human with our 2 eyes that can navigate the road network. It seems such a logical, simplified version of it, but it's the case, isn't it, that you should be able to drop it anywhere on any road network, and it will be able to read the surroundings and travel. Just
Yes.
yeah. And we keep getting or I keep hearing the response in the UK is like, I won't be trusting that until it can reverse back down a country lane in Cornwall when it's faced with a bus in front of it. I'm like, yeah, that's coming on version 13.
I've seen that comment. I have seen that exact comment. And I'm sure that one person goes around saying it over and over. There was a gentleman I saw on X who said, it doesn't matter to me because I will never use it. And I said, well, I'm very envious that you can afford to have that much of either your time or a professional driver's time. You say, well, it's not about time or money. I don't have much of either of those. It's just that I would never do it. I'm not comfortable. I said, okay, what if there's 1 billion miles of driverless, steering wheel free? Then would you do it? Well, I'd have to think about it. Okay. So then you're in the same boat as everyone. You have a comfort level and you will use it when it makes sense, because the day will come when you need to go somewhere and it is the cheapest, best, or only option. And your friends will say, look, we've all done it. We've all gone through it. There's a lot of things like that. The last of the grandparents to get on email, which seemed like a blessing at the time, and then it wasn't because, Grandma, what are you doing? But different thing. But you've got to take the plunge at some point, and then you realize, the water ain't that cold after all.
Yeah, I think once people just start feeling it for themselves, it's just going to be a cascade of amazement, I think, and then it'll just become second nature to be summoning a car to your door or just getting in your own car, and for the majority of the time using autonomy. Look, it's great to hear your first-hand experience of Tesla's latest FSD software. Thanks so much for your insights and for joining me. And to everyone else, please do check out Brian White's excellent Tesla content at Futuraza and get involved in the comments below about what we've discussed today. Have you tried this latest version? Do you think we are years away from seeing fully autonomous driverless vehicles, despite the growing evidence that it's already happening? I'm Will. This is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you, patrons, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.